Health Boss. Time to harvest my rosemary. Now, I love to sun dry mine for about 2 to 3 days before I toss it into the blender. Now, if you didn't know, rosemary is high in carnosic and rosmarinic acids, which is basically a fancy word for powerful antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal properties. Now, after I blend mine, I like to incorporate it, like most, into a meal. Others like to make a tea with it. Others actually like to toss it into their coffee. Now, many people aren't aware, regular consumption of rosemary has potential anti-cancer properties, and it helps to lower the risk of infection and boost your immune system. So if you're fighting off any infection, whether it's a cold, flu, or the dreaded C word, do yourselves a favor, save that rosemary. Health Boss, did you know rosemary oil is excellent for beauty? If you're dealing with hydration of the skin, helps to deal with sebum production, which helps to control acne. It lightens stretch marks. It helps to soothe irritated skin, actually helps to tighten the skin, also fights dandruff and a dry scalp, and it adds shine to your hair. Don't believe me? Do your own research. Health Boss. Health Boss.
Rosemary's delicious, right? She's also super powerful medicine, so here's about 5 ways you can use her beyond just cooking. Rosemary can bring circulation up to your brain, increasing oxygenation and even improving your memory, maybe helping you get smarter. Maybe. She's a fantastic digestive stimulant, and she eases gassiness and bloating and all kinds of tummy upset, which is really helpful when we're eating. Good thing she's a culinary herb. She's a great circulatory stimulant and can be really helpful for people that are dealing with like varicose veins or spider veins, things like that. She's a super potent antimicrobial herb, so she's going to fight off viral, fungal, and bacterial infections, which means she's super helpful during cold and flu times because she's going to help fight the infection, right? And she's a great expectorant, so if you've got like stuck congestion that just won't get out, rosemary, she's your friend. And yes, she can stimulate hair regrowth and is really fantastic for skin, especially as we're aging, to help alleviate some of those wrinkles. So next week in Apothecary Mama, we're diving deep on the medicines in the foods that you cook with, like the culinary herbs, which of course I'm super excited about because Apothecary Mama's is amazing. And if you want and you're ready to start learning about the medicines in your kitchen cabinet and would like a guide on it, I've got one for you. You can grab it right over there in my bio. Rosemary's delicious, right?
Did you know that rosemary tincture helps alleviate muscle pain, improves memory, rich source of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory, boosts immune system, improve blood circulation.
5 health benefits of rosemary. Do you use it in your cooking? Well, it has so much more to offer. 1. It supports the reproductive system for erectile dysfunction, low libido, stopped or delayed menstruation, and low estrogen disorder. 2. It supports the digestive system for chronic gastroenteritis, irritable bowel syndrome, and indigestion. 3. It relieves pain, especially for neuralgia or swelling of the joints and arthritis. 4. It promotes clear thinking for absent-minded people, poor focus, poor short-term memory, and depression. And 5, it stabilizes blood pressure, specifically for people that have low blood pressure, anemia, or dizziness. Follow for more like this. Here.
You put rosemary leaves in a jar of alcohol. Studies show that rosemary can help improve memory and cognition. It can also help increase blood flow to the brain to relieve headaches, especially migraines. So you want to know what happens when you put rosemary in a bottle of alcohol? It creates a tincture that can have powerful memory benefits.
Here's how to make it. Take 1 cup of fresh rosemary leaves, or half a cup dried. Chop up the leaves and place them into a sterilized jar. Pour enough vodka or apple cider vinegar to cover the leaves, and let it sit for 6 to 8 weeks in a cool, dark place. Strain tincture into a dark bottle with a dropper. The tincture can last up to 5 years.
Take 15 to 30 drops up to 3 times a day. Rosemary also works as an anti-inflammatory, an antifungal, and can aid digestion. It has also been shown to help prevent hair loss just as effectively as the drug minoxidil. Do you know
rosemary water helps our nervous system? It helps to reduce anxiety and depression, helps our brains to function properly and improve our memory. It is also a powerful antioxidant that helps our immune system. Drinking rosemary water.
Save money and make your own rosemary oil. Sanitize a canning jar. Put dried rosemary in the jar. And pour oil over rosemary, leaving 1 centimeter of space at the top. Also make sure all of the rosemary is completely submerged. Screw the lid on and let it sit in a sunny place for 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, strain the oil. Pour the strained oil back into the canning jar and store in your pantry. Follow for more. Save money.
Very good for removing toxins from your cell and also from your liver. Very good for migraine headaches. Very good for congestion, now that it's the spring, and also for the fall. It's a very good immune system booster. Very high in calcium and also in iron. Good for blood circulation. Try rosemary as a tea. Also cook with it.
Do not, I repeat, do not use rosemary water. There are some serious side effects that you absolutely need to be aware of. And that is the freaking hair growth. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. This is just literally from using rosemary water. Now, mind you, I also add hibiscus water into my rosemary water, but this is ridiculous. What is going on? So, don't use rosemary water unless you want your hair to actually grow. Do not, I repeat, do not use rosemary water. There are some serious side effects that you absolutely need to be aware of. And that is the freaking hair growth. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. This is just literally from using rosemary water. Now, mind you, I also add hibiscus water into my rosemary water, but this is ridiculous. What is going on? So, don't use rosemary water unless you want your hair to actually grow.
Do you know what happened about rosemary and why you want to keep it in your house and why it's not just for seasoning? Rosemary is part of the mint family and has been used for centuries for medical purposes, all the way from hair loss to memory loss. Rosemary has been shown to stimulate your brain activity and enhance your memory. In fact, a recent study shows that it helps to protect your brain from free radicals. This same study also showed that it can help to treat neurodegenerative diseases, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, stroke. It's a powerful anti-aging herb because it helps slow down aging, it helps with the nervous system, and it helps prevent diseases. Now that's just internally. Now let's talk about what it does for the hair and the skin. Add rosemary to your scalp, it helps to actually increase your blood circulation, which then strengthens all the follicles, which then helps with hair loss. To dry them out, it's pretty easy. Just wash it very well, put a rubber band around them, and hang it in the room. Did you know in the 16th century, doctors used to use this and they would light the sick rooms? They would burn it and light the sick rooms to get rid of the germ. Or those little things fascinate me. My suggestion, always keep rosemary in hand, dried or fresh. Improve your memory too. Let thy food be thy medicine.
You're done, girl.
Using rosemary oil for hair growth, you need to know this. It really bothers me that this trend took the internet by storm, but no one has taken the time to actually explain what the realistic situation with rosemary oil is. There is a study that provided good evidence that rosemary oil can help with hair growth, and it compared it to the effects of minoxidil. Now, here's the key. These patients were applying rosemary oil twice a day for 6 months before they could see results. So the message behind this is, yes, you can most definitely use it, but A, you're going to have to be very consistent. And B, if you've been using it once or twice a week and you've just been applying a little bit, or if you're just adding a couple of drops to your shampoo, you're really not going to see the results that you expect. If you really want to maximize your results, how about you use a little bit of the science that's available, and maybe then you will benefit the most from it. Happy growing. If you're using rosemary oil,
this is what rosemary looks like. Rosemary can help with brain fog. Rub this together and smell, and it gives you a lift, gives you some mental clarity. Rosemary has a lot of antioxidant properties, so it protects your cells from damage, which is really important in our toxic world. If you have indigestion after a meal, you can make a cup of tea with rosemary, and it helps to soothe that indigestion.
Did you know that rosemary tea contains compounds that can help lower the high blood pressure sugar levels? So if you having high blood pressure, go ahead and drink this rosemary tea and it'll help you out.
We got into the habit of buying junk fast foods that have no actual food in them. We buy gallons of poisonous household cleaners when one degradable soft soap will do. We are poisoning our homes and wasting our hard-earned money for no good reason. Why? Because the advertising industry tells us to. They just want you to buy stuff. For example, if a company pollutes the environment or uses bad business practices, if you don't buy their stuff, they will change. If you don't want food with chemicals or GMOs in it, then don't buy it. The minute we start taking responsibility and spending our money wisely, every politician, every corporation, and leader around the world is going to know that we have woken up. This is the 21st century. If we use our resources wisely, there is no reason why anyone shouldn't have what they need. There's no reason whatsoever why people are still starving to death on our planet. And the common man or woman, whether they are Israeli or Palestinian,